Smartphone epidemic. The silent spine crisis crushing Gen Z? Did you know your phone is slowly destroying your spine? What happens when you stare down at your screen for hours every day? How does text neck permanently alter your posture? Can smartphone addiction lead to chronic back pain? Why are teenagers developing spines of 60-year-olds? Is there a way to reverse the damage before it's too late? The human head weighs approximately 10 to 12 pounds in neutral position, but this seemingly manageable weight becomes a crushing burden when we engage with our devices. When you tilt your head forward just 15 degrees to check your phone, the effective weight on your spine doubles to an astonishing 25 pounds, placing tremendous stress on delicate cervical structures. At 45 degrees of flexion, common during prolonged texting, your neck muscles support the equivalent of 49 pounds, nearly the weight of a 5-year-old child, hanging from your neck for hours each day. This constant strain causes microscopic tears in muscle fibers that accumulate over months and years, leading to permanent postural changes known as forward head posture, where the skull juts unnaturally forward from the shoulders. The cumulative effect of these micro-injuries transforms our musculoskeletal framework, making upright posture increasingly difficult to maintain without conscious effort and specialized rehabilitation. Continuous pressure on cervical vertebrae accelerates disc degeneration 3 times faster than natural aging, creating a silent epidemic of premature spinal deterioration among digital natives. Medical scans reveal smartphone users in their 20s with spinal structures resembling those of middle-aged construction workers, showing advanced disc desiccation and early-stage arthritis, uncommon in young adults. The discs between vertebrae lose hydration and elasticity when compressed for extended periods, making them more susceptible to herniation and creating painful bone-on-bone contact years before it would naturally occur. Unlike temporary muscle soreness, this structural damage cannot be fixed with simple stretching or massage therapy, often requiring costly chiropractic interventions or even surgical solutions in severe cases. Radiologists now report identifying tech neck in imaging studies with 90% accuracy based on characteristic patterns of degeneration concentrated in the lower cervical vertebrae, the area bearing the brunt of our digital addiction. Nerve compression from poor posture creates radiating pain patterns that mimic serious conditions, misleading both patients and healthcare providers about the true source of their discomfort. Tingling fingers, numb arms, and chronic headaches often originate from irritated cervical nerves rather than carpal tunnel syndrome as many assume, with symptoms frequently misdiagnosed for years before proper treatment begins. A 2019 Johns Hopkins study found 70% of patients complaining of hand numbness actually had neck-related issues, demonstrating how widespread this diagnostic confusion has become. These neurological symptoms frequently persist even after reducing phone usage, requiring extensive physical therapy to correct, as damaged nerves heal slowly and compressed pathways take months to regain normal function. The most severe cases develop thoracic outlet syndrome, where compressed nerves and blood vessels between the neck and shoulder create debilitating pain cycles that disrupt work, sleep, and basic daily activities, sometimes requiring invasive treatments like Botox injections or scalene muscle blocks. The psychological addiction to smartphones compounds physical damage through behavioral patterns that reinforce harmful postures thousands of times daily. Users average 2,600 daily touches on their devices, each touch potentially reinforcing poor posture as we instinctively curve our spines to view screens. Dopamine-driven scrolling creates a vicious cycle where pain becomes secondary to digital engagement, with users literally ignoring their body's warning signals in pursuit of social validation. Teenagers exhibit the worst symptoms as their developing spines adapt to constant flexion, sometimes creating permanent 40-degree curvature, abnormalities visible on X-rays that would normally take decades to develop. Pediatric orthopedic surgeons report treating adolescents with cervical kyphosis, reverse neck curvature, previously only seen in elderly patients, while school screenings show 58% of teens now have measurable forward head posture exceeding diagnostic thresholds. These postural deformities become structural as bones remodel to accommodate frequent poor positioning, creating lifelong limitations that no amount of future therapy can fully reverse. Blood flow restriction caused by compressed neck arteries may explain the fatigue and brain fog reported by heavy users, revealing another alarming dimension of smartphone-related health impacts. When cervical vertebrae misalign, they can partially block vertebral arteries supplying 30% of the brain's blood, creating subtle but cumulative oxygen deprivation with each hour of poor posture. A 2018 UCLA experiment demonstrated 15% reduced cerebral blood flow after just 20 minutes of texting posture, suggesting that chronic users may be operating with significantly diminished cognitive capacity throughout their days. Chronic oxygen deprivation to the brainstem affects concentration, memory, and even emotional regulation over time, potentially contributing to rising rates of attention disorders and mood dysregulation among device-dependent populations. Neuroimaging studies show smartphone addicts have decreased gray matter density in areas governing impulse control and decision-making, suggesting our posture may be reshaping our brains as well as our bodies in ways we're only beginning to understand. Preventive measures require conscious effort against deeply ingrained habits that have become second nature in our digital lifestyles. Every 20 minutes of phone use should be balanced with 2 minutes of chin tucks and shoulder blade squeezes to counteract forward head posture and activate neglected postural muscles. Ergonomic adjustments like raising phones to eye level can reduce neck flexion by 70%, while voice texting provides similar dopamine rewards without spinal damage when used consistently. Workplace interventions showing promise include posture-aware apps that vibrate when users slouch, and standing desks configured to encourage neutral spine alignment during device use. The real solution lies in recognizing that every minute spent hunched over your phone is literally shortening your healthy lifespan, contributing to degenerative changes that steal mobility and comfort from our future selves. Hit subscribe for more life-saving posture tips. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your friends and family. Thanks a bunch.